foremost, I want to give all of the praise and the glory to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Quadash. And double honors to the elder apostles of the great millstone that have taught us this truth, and to include the elder bishops on down and the up and coming elder bishops too. It's your brother Laban and Yahweh Bashmi Shai Brakatham to all of you brothers out there, from the least of us to the greatest of us all, that we ought to believe that we're of the elect through faith, which is pleasing to the Father. So as this reads, getting right into the topic of discussion, the 6G upgrade you need to know about. This is how close we are. Opinion in tonight's podcast, we discuss how the White House has shifted its 6G strategy into high gear, viewing it's just not as a the faster version of 5G, but as a critical battleground for national security and global economic dominance. Many don't realize that in the fine print of this executive order, 6G networks will provide the foundation for operating cutting-edge technologies for the next decade, including AI, robotics, and implantable technologies, which will provide the very framework for the coming beast system. And that's all I need to read. And that's what this is for. Okay? Because the world to come later on, like, see, right now, we're in the year 2026. So between this time and moving forward could very well be the time where they actually finalize their 2030 agenda, which is all going to result in all worlds being digital. And therefore, by data, they'll be able to gather whether you buying goods or whatever it is that you do. They'll be able to watch you in live time. This is what they can do with 6G, which G stands for generation. Okay, third G wasn't good enough. 4G wasn't good enough. 5G is reasonable, but not good enough. 6G is what's really going to do it now. Okay, this is how they're going to be able to set up what you call a social credit score society, where you are going to be monitored. You are going to be watched based on your actions. Pretty much your behavior is going to be judged. And that's going to determine what kind of level of citizen you are. What kind of good citizen of society you're going to be. And if so, you'll be afforded certain privileges. And if not, there's going to be a limited world you're going to be in. All right. So this is the world that we're merging into. And that's why down here in the UK, they're messing up the roads, trying to make the roads smaller and thinner, because they're setting up a 15-minute city to prohibit traveling and all of that stuff. All right. And you are not allowed to do that. You're just going to be set in this one area, and the Most High is going to have it to where that ain't going to be the case. Because the reason why they're doing all of this to begin with this 6G technology, is to bring in the beast system. 6G technology is expected to enter commercial use around 2030, serving as a next-gen AI native mobile network with speeds up to 100 times faster than 5G. It will move beyond simple connectivities to enable sensing, radar-like capabilities, near zero latency. Man. And the fusion of digital, physical, and virtual worlds. Exactly. So that's going to what? This 6G program is going to tie everybody to the world of the internet. Hence, you have the acronym, if I'm correct, IoT, which is Internet of Things. So we're going to be the things of the internet, pretty much. And speaking of 2030, this is a part of the 2030 program. So anyway, let's look into this website over here. And here's an article that I want to get into just briefly, as this reads. 6G to be commercially available around 2030, experts predict. The 6G network technology is expected to achieve commercial use around 2030, when related standards will be issued. According to a chief scientist at China Information, and communication technology. Mobile communication technology under the organization and coordination of the International, or let's just say ITU, just to keep it simple. The global telecommunication industry has reached a consensus on the development trends, application scenarios, and key requirements for 6G technology, with related standards expected to be released in 2030, Sun Shuai said at an event held by the Shanghai Stock Exchange yesterday. And this once again shows that all nations are under agreement with a one world system. There's no differences at all. All right. All of these nations, all of these political figureheads are doing things differently as it looks, but to what? Come to a common understanding and to fulfill the common goal. And the common goal is that one world system where everybody is going to be implantedly devised. And that's the purpose for 6G. So we could be here for another So we could be here for another 3 years or maybe 4 years. Lord willing, that's not the case. Lord willing, something happens before then and the world is transferred to being chipped. You know, things get quickly transferred from the world that we're living in right now to a world where you're going to have to be chipped to be in. Okay. And speaking of 6, right? The numerology here for number 6 biblically, as this reads over here, the number 6 and its meaning are related to man and human weakness, the evils of the devil, and the manifestation of sin. Man was created on day 6 of creation week. Yeah, that's true. Men are appointed 6 days to labor, and then they are commanded to rest on the 7th day, Friday sunset to Saturday sunset. A Hebrew slave had to serve 6 years before he could be released on the 7th year. 6 years were appointed for the land to be sown and harvested. The number is also associated with Satan in his temptation of Yahweh Shai. And I can agree to this. Oh yeah, let me read this too. Can't forget. The bringing together of 666 is the mark of the end time beast power of revelation. As such, it represents the very best system of governance that mankind can produce without the Most High and under the constant influence of his chief adversary, right? Because the power of this world is Shaitan. That's who rules this world right now by his minions in the flesh. Okay? So what Satan is going to be allowed to do by the authority of the Most High is to cause a great deal of temptation, which is going to try the world. Revelations 13 and 16 now. And he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, say that he had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name, and here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 636. Right, and I do very well agree with the meanings that which is given here and has been elaborated, because men were basically, yes, created on the 6th day, but in that men were prone and are prone to sin. All right, so a great testing is going to be had whether we're going to overcome the devil or not in the flesh. And we will. The elect will. Oh, absolutely. It's slated that the elect will be delivered and saved. Because guess what? Although they're going to be in the flesh, as mere mortals, as men, but they're going to tap into the spiritual side of things, and that's going to allow us to overcome the wiles of the devil. All right? Revelations 14 and verse 10. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment is set up forever and ever. And they have no rest day nor night who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Exactly. So again, the grounds of testing will be, these grounds that we stand on will be tested. All right. And if you do receive this mark, and see, this is the thing, when we read these scriptures, we're supposed to have that fear in our hearts that if we take this thing, this is going to be our destiny. So if this is what it's going to be as we read, right, then again, this is going to put the fear in us naturally, as it should, so that we don't take the mark. So our fear overrides us being tempted. Let me say it this way. Our fear overrides our temptation in that time. So now let's get into this over here. The greater war is just beginning, a deliberate campaign of human extermination. Introduction. Choke points are closing, and it's by design. As I surveyed the geopolitical landscape with each passing day, the unthinkable is becoming a daily reality. The Strait of Hormuz, the critical artery for global energy and fertilizer shipment, is effectively closed. Tankers attempting to traverse the Strait of have faced severe consequences, being blown up, destroyed, or sunk as a result. Insurance is virtually unattainable for vessels seeking passage. This isn't a temporary supply hiccup. It's a deliberate tremor of a global energy collapse and engineered crisis, right? And why is it an engineered crisis, as we can all agree? Simply because a one world order, which is going to be the Great Reset, newly known as, but what it used to be known as is what most of us used to say is the New World Order. Okay? That's why this war is being had. So there you go, man. Let me move forward and read this over here. And speaking about this temptation stuff that I was getting into. Yeah, so now let's get into this over here. The greater war is just beginning, a deliberate campaign of human extermination. As I surveyed the geopolitical landscape with each passing day, the unthinkable is becoming a daily reality. The Strait of Hormuz, critical artery for global energy and fertilizer shipments, is effectively closed. Tankers attempting to traverse the strait have faced severe consequences, being blown up, destroyed, or sunk. As a result, insurance is virtually unattainable for vessels seeking passage. This isn't a temporary supply hiccup. It's a deliberate tremor of a global energy collapse and engineered crises. Why? For the great agenda that they all have in mind, which is to further in the New World Order system. That's why all of what we see between Israel and Iran and the U.S. happening. And again, this is going to bring in that temptation, the world which will be tried, the world of Israel and just the world in general will be tried. But really, it's going to really apply to the world of Israel, because all of these other nations, the Lord ain't concerned with, first and foremost. And second of all, which is not the least, period, is the fact that none of these nations can sin because they're not under the law. So if you're an Edomite, or you're a Moabite, or an Ammonite, or an Ishmaelite, or an Elamite, whatever other ite you are, guess what? You can take as much chips as you want, because you're still going to be destroyed and you're going into captivity, the ones of y'all that remain alive any doggone way. But Israelites, if they take it, they're going to be destroyed. Revelations, the 14th chapter, is going to apply to them. Now let's get into this over here. Revelations 3 and verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Behold, I come quickly. Behold, that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. Absolutely. As well as it's written that what wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time and the strength which is, what is it? His strength of wisdom, and the fear of the Lord is his treasure. Something along those lines, man. James 1:12. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that love him. And that's also reminiscent of Revelation chapter 2, where that reads, what is it? The devil shall cast some of you into prison, right? And ye shall be tried 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. So even the righteous, of course, the world is going to be tried, the world of Israel, and even the heads of the world of Israel, the elect, are going to be tried through it all. That's why it is written in the book of Zechariah 13:9, where it reads that the third shall be tried through the fire. So we're going to have to go through these tribulationary times, man, to get to the kingdom. Oh, another scripture which comes to mind, Acts 14 and verse 22, confirming the souls of the disciples, exhorting them that they shall continue in the faith, that through, what is it, much tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom of heaven. Exactly. Okay? So we're going to go through it. And while we go through it, we're going to be in the right spirits to go through it. Because, again, the stabilizer here is going to be the word that we're going to cleave onto in that time. Okay? Isaiah 3 and verse 10, because at the very end, check this out. Say ye to the righteous that it shall be well with him, for they shall eat the fruits of their doing. So at the end, it's going to be well with the righteous. We're going to be delivered majestically, strangely, and all will behold the glory of Yahweh Shai. All right? And so we're going to glory with him eternally. So that's what awaits the righteous after tribulation. Okay? And all of this we're going to have to go through, man. But it's all right. It's all right. Because like I said, when it's all said and done, the good is going to overcome. Again, unto glory. So with that, I say shalom.